NBA player props here on PrizePicks for Thursday, January 12th. Before I get started, there's a link in the description below to sign up for PrizePicks, or you can use promo code TUFF to sign up. PrizePicks will match 100% of your first deposit by using that link or using promo code TUFF. There is also a Discord link in the description where the main server is completely free. We do also have the Patreon link in the description where I do post all the plays here that I'm making on PrizePicks for each given sport that I do play. Again, I also do need to mention I'm not a gambling expert and this is not financial advice. These are simply just the plays I'm personally looking at making, hopefully giving you guys some insight and analysis to make your own player prop decisions. Take the information I give you here, combine it with the information you've gathered, and then make your decisions based on that. But let's get into it, you guys. We have a smaller slate today on the NBA. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games here on the slate, 12 games total. We got the TNT games tonight. Should be a fun one overall. I like these little 6-game slates. I think they're a little bit more interesting just because you can lock in on a little more props, specifically just on the research and things like that. But let's get into it, you guys. 2 props that I do like. The first one, we're going right back to it. It's Lamelo Ball at 8.5 assists. I'm just going to play this until this bumps. I mean, it's been 8.5, like the entire season. It seems like even 7.5, and sometimes I think I even saw it at 6.5 not too long ago. But 8.5 for Lamelo. 3 of his last 4 games. This should have been a hit actually against Indiana. He had 8 assists in 25 minutes. We know about that one. But Lamelo Ball, this season here, you can see here 8.5. He's hit this quite a bit since he's returned from that ankle injury that he had, or where he re-injured his ankle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different times now, I believe in like 14 games or 13 games now. This has a pretty high over-under, obviously, since LaMelo's been back. Charlotte is number 1 in pace at 232 over-under. These teams both just played each other 2 days ago. LaMelo had 24-4 and 14 assists, so we're looking at 5 more assists in his last game against Toronto from what the current line is still set at. We know Toronto historically loves to double team their best player, and more specifically, I mean, Toronto against point guards has been getting cooked. I mean, last 15, third most assists to point guards, right? 9.89 assists over the last 15. If we break this down by season, they are point guards assists versus the Toronto Raptors. They're right here, middle of the pack, 8.85. But just more recently, last 7, the most assists in the NBA to point guards, the Toronto Raptors. 11.81 assists over the last 7 games. We can see here point guards, I mean, recently against Toronto, 17 for John Morant, LaMelo Ball, last game 14. Brunson, 12. Chris Paul, 12. De'Aaron Fox, 10. And then Brunson, Garland, Halliburton, Lillard all had 8. Right, so I mean, LaMelo Ball is an elite playmaker, probably one of the top 3 most elite playmakers. I would say him, this is just again my opinion. Him, Luka, James Harden, top 3, like just passers of the ball, finding lanes, getting their teammates involved in intricate ways, just ways that most players don't even see on the floor. So again, last 7 days, Toronto Raptors, number 1 in assists. LaMelo Ball just had 14 against them. The odds are extremely in our favor here. We can see here, Caesars has this over 8.5, minus 148. Sugar House, minus 137. Party Casino, minus 140. The consensus is minus 140 for LaMelo Ball, over 8.5 assists. Caesars, minus 148. FanDuel, minus 142 on this over of 8.5 assists. We can see here over the last 4 games for LaMelo, 3rd in the NBA, 16.3 potential assists for LaMelo, converting 11.5 of those. So, I mean, you can see if he's only getting, 16.3 potential assists is still a lot and still enough to cover this line. We just need half of 16.3. But, I mean, he's leading the NBA in assists over that span. So, you can see that the passes he's giving in the plays that he's making to get these potential assists are leading to like significantly better scoring opportunities, if that makes sense. If he's got less potential assists than Halliburton and Harden, but more total assists, I really think that's a strong factor, or just a strong showing factor in the playmaking abilities of LaMelo Ball. Love this play here. Again, like I said, I'm going to ride with it until it doesn't work for us, but 8.5 assists for LaMelo has been extremely profitable all season long. The second prop here, I'm going with LeBron James, over 31.5 assists. Now, I do think right off the bat, if you're watching this video, I do think this is going to bump up to 32. Most sportsbooks have this at 32. We can see here, I mean, at over 31.5, this DraftKings has this minus 150. Minus 150 over 31.5. And then Caesars has this minus 137. But every other sportsbook has this at 32.5. Right, consensus is 32.5. FanDuel has this at 32.5, minus 115. So we are getting a 1-point discount here currently. Again, I posted this on Patreon about 15-20 minutes ago, maybe, from the time of this video going live. So hopefully you guys taking a look at that, considering this prop here. But 31.5 for LeBron James. We can see here his points this season without Anthony Davis. He's hit the over on this 7 times and has missed 7 of 12 times has hit the over on this. But I just love the matchup. He just had 38 points. He had played Dallas on Christmas Day, obviously, in Dallas, and had 38, 6 and 5. He had 38 points, 13 for 23 from the field, and he had 38 points and didn't score one 3-pointer. Got to the line 12 different times, converted to 12 of those. But Dallas Mavericks, right, against power forwards over the last 30, giving up the 5th most points per game to the power forward position over the last 30 games. I want to say this is the 3rd most rebounds, and then their assists is a good matchup as well, 4.10 assists. But taking a look at points here, we're looking at scoring 23.31 points per game to the power forward position. Even the last 15, they stays pretty consistent here in the top, and then the last 7 as well. Dallas Mavericks here near the top as far as points per game to the power forward position. There is no Dorian Finney-Smith here for this game. No Josh Green. They're 2 best wing defenders. I mean, I don't know who's going to guard LeBron. Hardaway can't guard LeBron. Dinwiddie for sure can't guard LeBron. Christian Wood too slow. Reggie Bullock. Yeah, there's no one that's going to be able to guard LeBron. I could see them maybe putting the Tilakina on LeBron. But at home here, LeBron James, like I said, Sportsbooks has at 32. Heavy juice on the over at 31.5. Top scoring forwards, we can see here, LeBron is 38. Tatum had 37. Jeremy Grant had 37. Durant had 37. Kuzma had 36. Kawhi Leonard just 2 days ago had 33 against Dallas at home without Paul George. Keldon Johnson on New Year's Eve had 30 points. But just take a look at this little storyline, you guys. LeBron had 31.5. He is 35 points away from 38,000 points. 35 points away from 38,000 points. Now, this game is on TNT, nationally televised. We know LeBron loves the storylines. We know he thinks about these things ahead of time. Obviously, his team does. But to clear 38,000 points on national TV at home, I definitely think LeBron's going to be locked in tonight. We can see here, 38,000. After he hits 38,000, he'll only be 387 points behind Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I don't really like to look too deep into the narratives here, but LeBron, 35 points away from 38,000 points, which is obviously a significant milestone. 38,000 is in the same 1,000th of where Kareem's record is. I think LeBron here locked in, goes crazy tonight. 31.5 just seems too low. This line was at 33.5 not too long ago. So these are the 2 plays here that I'm pairing up tonight. Lamelo Ball over 8.5 assists. LeBron James over 31.5 points. Again, let me know in the comments below how you guys feel about these 2. Drop a like on this video, hit that subscribe button, and as always, let's cash.